Whoop whoop! Hey, Cadma. I'm holding this because there's a crouching tiger hidden in my home. I'm kidding. I don't know what's wrong with me. I kind of just wanted to know if I was the only person who had been watching The Sword of Destiny on Netflix. I'm having a lot of trouble with enjoying the film, and I feel bad because I understand the hard work that goes into production. I'm not saying it's a terrible movie. It's not terrible. It's not quite what my heart was hoping for. When I watched The Sword of Destiny, I was sort of kind of like, all right, let's see. Take me in. You know, that's what I thought I was going to be experiencing. And I noticed that during the film, they touched base on a few things. You know, on the first one, they paid homage to certain infamous scenes from the first movie. But I felt like it was not a movie of itself. It felt like it was more or less like, we pay homage to the first movie. We put in a little bit more comedy into it. It almost felt like it didn't take itself seriously, or it just, I don't even know. I don't even know. But the thing about it is, I wasn't taken into this other world. I found myself kind of easily walking away from my laptop, kind of like, all right, I'll just go to the bathroom. You know, I didn't feel like I was going to miss much, and for me, that personally bothered me. Let me explain the magic of the first movie. Now, I watched that in the theater. I loved it. Some people complain, oh, it was 2 hours. To me, I was like, are you kidding me? Were you not in there? Are you kidding me? I was in the room with Julianne. I was like, yo, get her. I was in that room with her. Okay, so how are you going to tell me 2 hours seemed like a lot to you? Because it wasn't. What I loved the most about the first movie was the intensity from the minute the film starts. You start to learn about these people's lives. You start to learn about what's important to them. You start to realize, like, oh my God, I am with you. You start to realize who you like, who reminds you of your best friend. You were in there. You felt like you were in there, in that province, in that moment of time. You were there from the second that movie opens. And it's all the subtle things. It's not just the cinematography, because some people think it's only just the cinematography, and I'm like, it's not that. It's the small thing. It's the essence of the culture. It's the essence of the actors. It is the essence of the cinematography. Like, I mean, people worked so hard. You could tell every itty bitty little thing that was put into that film was made with love. You could feel that. The opening scene is when Limubaya is returning, right? And you already get an idea of how he is. You're like, okay, this is kind of like a monk presence. You kind of get someone who's very balanced, but he looks a little troubled, so you're wondering what it is. Then you see that Julianne, she's getting the news that he's returning home. She's trying her best to contain her excitement, okay? She's kind of like, you know, in her head, she's doing this. Oh my God! He's home! Okay. Be cool. Hi. Hi, I'm so glad. Please, Jingzuo, sit down. How you been? But her head, trust me, she was getting like a dingle hopper, fixing her hair and stuff. Trust me. And you felt that emotion from the beginning, you know. And what I felt like with the first movie was there were so many life lessons in that film. I felt like I graduated high school and college after I was done with that film. For me, the biggest thing that I took from there was that one person can change everything in your life. And I mean everything. One decision could change everything for you. Like his decision to suddenly take the Green Destiny and give it away. He was obviously, I mean, I got it. He was all like, listen, baby, I can't be a monk because I still love you. I can't do this. I want to be with you. I mean, as much as she was trying to like hoping for it, she obviously wasn't picking up all the signs or being really subtle. Like, I can't. What about mom? I'm like, what about him, baby? I'm here. You know, and he's doing that throughout most of the film until he comes across Zhang Ziyi's character. And once he comes across her, then it becomes, now I want to teach someone. But she's too corrupt. She's all crazed in the head and everything, you know? you get to know, like, you feel for Jung Yi's character. You feel for her, because you're sort of like, wow, you're in this screwy situation. You're getting married to some dude that you don't even love. Meanwhile, the dude that you really love is out on the desert. And then, on top of it, you have the Jade Fox as your nanny? What? I'm saying, like, I felt for her. I was like, oh my god, that's terrible. Run! Run while you can. You can live the legacy of those heroes and those books that you read. You can do it. I'm with you. Run! You learn about her, and the way that they tell her story, you realize at the end, you know, with Jung Ji, that the Jade Fox, she shows up when she's 8 years old, so she grew attached to her. You learn where her corruption comes from, you know. And then towards the end, you know, I heard back before when the movie first came out, some people were like, "Oh, that's stupid. She kills herself." And I was like, "Do you not understand that? Do you? Oh my god, how do you not understand? How do you not understand? Let me get this straight. She screwed up her entire love life. She's not going to get married. She's trashed her family name. She has screwed everything up." Then, the person that she wanted to be a little sister to, she's all like, "Yeah, please call me Tia Tia." She's all excited about it, like, "Please call me that, like, we will be close." She done messed up that friendship, and that ain't gonna freaking happen. And then, she gets her sister, love of her life, killed. I don't know, I kind of feel like that's a lot of pressure. However, I'm not supporting, don't think I'm supporting that. What I'm saying is, she finally learned to let go of all that pain. She sees the love of her life one last time at the Wunlang Temple. And she felt free. You can see the acceptance. She's not fighting. She's not angry. She doesn't feel anything. So after all that crap, yeah, I know what she does. But the point is, when she jumps off, you feel that moment with her and you realize that, much like in Pan's Labyrinth, through death, she finds freedom. And for some people, it's too much of a dark concept, but in the sense that that's pretty much what it is. Through death, there's freedom. And she finally lets go. She cuts ties. She lets go of all these things, these materialized things. She lets that go. You feel for her character. You feel for him. He watches her, you know, fly off of the bridge. He sees it. You see he's hurting. You watch Shu Lian when she's sitting looking at Li Mubai. She's sitting there like, oh my god, did he just freaking say I love you? You follow them through their personal lives, not just the fighting, but through their personal lives. You start rooting them on, kind of just going, come on, you guys could be together. Why can't... Okay, I get it. It was his brother, but come on, he did kind of die. You two have been together for a bit now. Times are tough. Come on. You know, you feel for them. And then, the other part that makes the first movie so fantastic are the fight scenes. The fight choreography in that was incredible. For each fight, it wasn't just like one quick short fight for like 2 seconds and it's like, alright, we'll do this. It wasn't anything like that. It wasn't like, oh, some of them were just, you know, it wasn't anything like that. It was almost realistic, including with the flying. You know what I mean? We got Jung Ji over there trying to steal the Green Destiny, and Shu Lian comes out of nowhere, and she's just sort of like, and that scene, the epic scene where she's on the wall and she throws the stone, and they're doing the whole thing, and then Shu Lian's like running up against the wall to keep her down. She's determined, you are not taking her freaking sword. That is my sword. Don't you touch it. That's my baby sword. I mean, we're not together, but it's still my boo sword. Alright, don't be touching it. And you feel that intense moment. You're sitting like, oh my god, 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 oh my god. You're already getting an idea of what's gonna happen when these two go at it again. You know, and it's the slickness of it. And then, you know, Jade Fox, of course, comes out of nowhere and saves her butt. But it's intense because you're following the moment and you're sitting there thinking, I can run up that wall. And, you know, it's not random flying throughout the entire movie. There are certain things that almost come off realistically where you see her bouncing off the walls to get back into the rooftops. That's incredible. And you're sitting there thinking, is she going to catch her? What's going on? Wait, go get her. That's how you feel watching the movie. You know, and then when you see Li Mubai, he comes around chasing her, the two of them start fighting. You know, and then we have the other fight between Jung Ji once again and Shu Lian. The most epic one, when she comes to the house, like, oh my god, my house, I ruined my life. Sister, help me. when she does that crap and then she's trying to give her some advice, like, actually, we sent your boyfriend over to the temple. I think you should go join him. I think it'll be really good for you. You setting me up? Homegirl loses it. Right up until that point, everything was fine. And then the two of them duke it out. Which, for the record, the dude who made the Star Wars video from the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, bomb! Loved it. But anyway, getting sidetracked. That's what made that movie so epic. Watching the fights. You watch them, Zheng Ji with Li Mubai. She's sitting there fighting with him on the trees. You're literally falling into the moment. Even when he like falls back, because she gets clever and cuts his tree, and he just sort of like falling backwards, and he's like, bam, and she falls. You're in there in that exact moment, and that's what makes that movie so great. You learn about the characters. You're in the fight. Each fight had a purpose. Even when she homegirl is like tearing up the restaurant and she's spinning around kicking everyone's butt like, what? I am the goddess of the green destiny. Don't be messing with me. You see it. You see every aspect of her personality in her fighting. You see everything. I mean, I can go on for like hours about why I love this movie so much. I mean, when I'm in Kung Fu class, your personality shows in your fighting. It always shows. If you're arrogant, it shows. If you are like one of those, like a paladin, y'all know who you are if you're a paladin fighter. It shows in your fighting. If you're more of the thief, it shows in your fighting. And I felt like in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, it showed their personalities, and that's what made it such a web of beauty. The second one made me feel kind of more like this. Like Crouching Tiger, Hidden... I'm serious. And I was just kind of confused because they mentioned, Li Mubai for like a second. I kind of mentioned him a little bit, and they kind of like, my father was the original governor. You kind of like, all right, okay, I see where you're paying homage. You're keeping it in the same house. I got it. But I felt like the introduction of characters were more or less like, how do we repeat the same people again, but kind of differently? And that kind of disappointed me because I wanted to see a continued storyline of anything else but that. It's still a fun movie. It's just I was struggling because I was kind of like, where's the magic? I noticed that a lot of the fight scenes to me seemed very short. I didn't feel like I was in there. I didn't feel like I was sitting there drawing the sword, with me. I didn't feel like I was doing all of that. I wanted to be invested in that moment. And I watched this movie 4 times. 4. I watched it last night. I watched it on my phone. I watched it back on my laptop. I made sure I was able to sit there and watch it, and I feel lost. I feel like it's probably great if you didn't see the first one, and that bothers me a lot because I feel like the movie could be really, really awesome. I just feel like they rushed things. Maybe it's because they took out the last 15-20 minutes that they could have added to it, but there are just certain things I wasn't quite feeling. I like the Enchantress thing, although the Enchantress thing, I do admit, did make me feel a little weird, because the minute I saw that the seer was like, wave on, and making him, like, chase her and stuff like that, like, I will bring you to your fate, the green destiny. I was like, alright, I get this, Wei Fang, but you're sort of, like, now reminding me of Fable, where the seer is like, I see your destiny. And you just embark on this entire journey. Like, I feel like it'd make a great video game. But I just feel like there's a lot of confusion. There's not enough explanation. I kind of felt like they were just really depending on Michelle Yeoh and Donnie Yen to really bring in viewers. That's what it kind of felt like. Like, we have big names. Got it? And for me, I just kind of like, that bothered me a bit because I feel like sometimes when they take foreign films and they transition them into American films, they don't know how to transition them correctly. Like The Grudge. I love Sarah Michelle Gellar. Are you kidding me? I would love to meet her. I would be like this if I met her. I met her once. I was working a gig, but I stayed away from her because I was afraid I was going to say something stupid. Like, Buffy! Like, something dumb. So, I loved her in The Grudge, but I enjoyed the original Japanese version of The Grudge. I mean, when you watched Ju-On, you were terrified of your TV. You were like, hey, you want to watch some Friends? No! Don't even cut that thing on. Don't. Just drop the remote. Just drop it. Drop it. That's that's how you felt. I felt the same way when I was watching Rec. the original Spanish movie was amazing. It was amazing because of how annoying that freaking reporter was. I wanted her to die. I was like, oh my god, someone freaking kill her. What? How does she live? How does she live? Why is she still alive? Why is she still alive? Like, that was... That's how I felt. You know, and I applaud that actress because she made me hate her freaking guts in that entire film. English version, not so much. And I kind of feel like is the reason why Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is sort of Destiny not living up to its full potential because it's been Americanized. And I feel like maybe that's what it is just it's missing something. It's kind of like every time why they make a new Spider-Man and everyone's like, it's almost Spider-Man, but it's missing something and you can't quite put your finger on it. That's what it feels like for me here. So yeah, that's just my rant. But you know, please let me know if I'm alone in this, because oh, before I forget, almost forgot. Please subscribe. If you want to subscribe, you know you want to. Click here. If you want the previous episode, whoop, whoop, click here, click here. So, previous episode, subscribe. Previous episode, subscribe. Thanks for watching. And please, no, I'm serious. Tell me if you watched it. If you haven't watched it, then watch it and then come back and comment. Thank you.